Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to game number 15, or semi-final number 1, if you want to look at it that way, here at the 2019 Nova Scotia Major Bantam Hockey League Provincial Tournament Championship Weekend. The semi-finals are set, the semi-finals are about to get underway, and the first semi-final will feature the team that went through the round robin as the number 1 seed. They came into the tournament as the number 1 seed with the best record throughout the course of the regular season. That is the Gulls, based out of St. Margaret's Bay. The Gulls started off the tournament in the very first game that was played back on Thursday afternoon, tying the host Wherwell Bombers by a score of 4-4. That ended up being the only blemish on their record to this point, as they then won 3 straight after that, including a shutout of the Pro Hockey Life Harbor Storm. They then defeated the Rangers by a score of 2-1 and wrapped up their round robin earlier this morning with a victory over the John L. Jim Cougars by a score of 7-4. You put that together, it makes a record of 3-0-1 and a number 1 seed in the tournament. Their opponents in this game will be the South Shore Lumberjacks. For the Jacks, they came in with a record of 2-2 and therefore are the 4th seed. It was a 3-way tie for 3rd, 4th, and 5th between the between the Lumberjacks, the Cougars, and the Wherwell Major Bantam Bombers. First tiebreaker ends up being, because it was a 3-way tie and they didn't all play against each other, the first tiebreaker ends up being who got their points through wins as opposed to ties. That favored both the Lumberjacks and the Cougars, meaning that the Wherwell Bombers, the host team, were eliminated at that point. The second tiebreaker, it does not revert back to a head-to-head tiebreaker. The second tiebreaker was then goal ratio. The goal ratio for the Lumberjacks ended up being slightly lower than the goal ratio for the Cape Breton John L. Jim Cougars. As a result, the Lumberjacks finished with the 4th seed, and they are here facing the Gulls in this semifinal game. I mentioned it's a 2-2 record. They started off with one of their wins. On opening day back on Thursday, they beat the Rangers by a score of 5-1. They came back out on Friday afternoon and dropped that decision to the John L. Jim Cougars, also by a 5-1 scoreline. Later that same night, they took on the Wherwell Major Bantam Bombers and defeated the Bombers in a thrilling finish, 5-4. It was 4-3 for Wherwell going into the final minute. It was 4-3 for Wherwell going into the final 40 seconds. But a power play goal with 37 seconds left tied it up, and then another goal just 6 seconds later sealed the victory for South Shore. That gave them a record of 2-1 and guaranteed them a spot in the semifinals, regardless of the outcome of the game that was played earlier today. So there was nothing really to gain, nothing really to lose, except for seeding spot in the game they played this morning against Excel Physio. They ended up losing that game by a score of 4-2, and then as a result, because of the ratio of goals for to goals against, South Shore ended up with the 4th seed as mentioned and have to face the Gulls here today. They did not play each other in the round robin as I went through the results of each team, so they haven't seen each other since back in the regular season. Taking a look at the keys to this first semifinal, the first key has to be the guy who, throughout the regular season, was the one making the most noise. That's Leighton Carruthers. He had 61 points in 31 regular season games. He missed the first 3 games of this tournament as a result of a suspension that was incurred during the playoff round when the Gulls, as the top seed, faced the 12th seeded team. That was, of course, the Dartmouth team. And so Leighton Carruthers was not available for those first 3 games of the round robin. But in the games that he has played, or the game that he has played here at this tournament, he only got into 1 game, but it was enough. The game against the Cougars earlier today, Leighton Carruthers with 3 points. All 3 points coming in a span of 1 minute and 3 seconds, which just shows how explosive he is, how key he is going to be to the success of the Gulls in this game. Second key to this game is more so a key to the other semifinal coming up, because if the Gulls win this game and make it to the gold medal game, the other game becomes the qualifying game for Atlantics. The Gulls are the host of the Atlantic Championships, which will be taking place April 4th to 7th. Therefore, they've already got a spot booked in that tournament. If they are in the gold medal game, whether they win the gold medal game or not is irrelevant as far as Atlantic's qualifying goes. The other finalist would get the spot either as Nova Scotia champion if they beat the Gulls tomorrow, or as the Nova Scotia finalist if the Gulls win. So that is a big key to this game, in that the Gulls really are playing with house money when it comes to an attempt at an Atlantic championship, which obviously would be a big feather in their cap, but they still want to go in through the front door. They still want to earn their way in. They want to be able to call themselves provincial champions. So that becomes a little bit less of a motivator, but it certainly does loom large in the bigger picture. And the third key to this game has to be, as it has been so much in this tournament, special teams. For the Gulls, they are 4 for 12 on the power play, 33% efficiency. Their penalty kill, they have killed off 14 of 16, an 87.5% efficiency. You look at the Lumberjacks, their power play, they've scored 5 times on 13 situations. 5 for 13, a very good percentage, even better than the percentage of 4 for 12. 4 for 12, of course, is 33%. 5 for 13 is 38.5%. Their penalty kill, so far, it has been pretty solid as well. They have killed off, not as great, but they have killed off 6 of 10, 60%. Obviously an area that the Lumberjacks will need to improve upon as the tournament progresses. Taking a look at the starting goaltenders, it is going to be Joe Hocko, who comes in with a record this weekend of 2-0. A 2.50 goals against average and an .894 save percentage. At the other end of the ice, it's going to be Cooper Fleming with 1 win and 1 tie, also a 2.50 goals against average and an .868 save percentage. So very similar numbers for these two starting goaltenders. We'll give you the rest of the starting lineups after O Canada. We'll start with the visiting team, and that is the South Shore Lumberjacks. They are the visitors in this game. It's going to be Talbot and Ryan Hopkins on the back end, with Huskins, Cook, and Woodworth up front. They are in their whites with the blue sleeves and the blue and red trim, and will be skating from left to right for the first and third periods. For the Gulls, no big surprise on their starting unit. Newcomb, McDonald, and Carruthers, with Furlong and Guthrow in their home blacks with the green and white and gray trim, and they're skating from right to left in the game. This semifinal game is underway. Guthrow has the puck. He plays it ahead for Carruthers in his own zone. Up ahead now for McDonald. McDonald gets bumped off the puck by Hopkins. Dumped in now by Furlong, who was named one of the tournament all-stars here in the ceremony we held just a little bit earlier. And that puck goes down the length of the ice for an icing. In fact, 3 players in this game are part of the all-star team. The best defenseman was named from this game, as well as one of the all-star defensemen, and those are Furlong and Ryan Hopkins, the 2 number 4s, and one of the all-star forwards as well, Luke Woodworth, the captain of the Lumberjacks. Off of the draw, there's a shot right on, taken by Newcomb. Actually, Newcomb also was all-star forward, now that I think about it. So 2 all-stars, or 2 award winners from each team. 2 members of the all-star unit for the Gulls, 1 member of the all-star unit, and the top defenseman for the Lumberjacks. That's how it went. And this only happened a few minutes ago. I can't imagine I'm already blanking out on some of the details. Here's Madigan with it now. Long lead pass, getting a touch on that puck was Pellerine, so it's not an icing. In deep is Pellerine. Now he gets it. He has it roll away from him out to center. Couple of Gulls players actually collide with each other as they were trying to make a check. Now Pellerine, a bit of a late hit there on Huskins. Puck comes back to Huskins. He'll play it to the line for Kyle Hopkins. Shot taken, that goes wide. Up the boards, past Connors, and down the ice. Kyle Hopkins around for Cook. Cook up ahead, that passes beyond Huskins. Icing waved off, as back to get it is Reeves. Feeds Carruthers. Here comes Leighton Carruthers. Carruthers cuts in, takes a shot, save made, puck comes right back to him again. Now back to the line, but we're going to have a penalty here. Interference will be called as McPhee getting a little bit too overzealous with trying to tangle up one of the Lumberjack defensemen. So at 1:42 of the first period, McPhee of the Gulls gets the interference call. First power play of the game for the Lumberjacks. The Jacks power play, as mentioned, 5 of 13. The Gull penalty kill, shorthanded more than any other team so far in this tournament, 14 of 16. Hopkins over to Woodworth. Woodworth stops, shoots, then the puck is loose, and it's played back over to the far wall. Woodworth again, trying to center it. Cleared away by Guthrow, but it goes right to Ryan Hopkins. His shot blocked by Guthrow. Now the puck to Cook. He sends it just past the far post. Down below the goal line. Coming up with it there is Brennan. He plays it across to the far side for Woodworth. Woodworth's shot, looking for a deflection, but didn't get one. It ends up going well wide. Now Hopkins back down to Cook again. He has trouble controlling that. Guthrow gets it up the wall, but not out. Hopkins, 54 seconds left in the penalty. Huskins tries to take the one-time shot. That doesn't connect. but now Cook. Back to the wall, then to Hopkins. His shot gets through, save, rebound, another save, and Madigan will clear it out of danger down the ice. 32 seconds left in the penalty, taken by Jack McPhee. With it there, Kyle Hopkins, he'll dump it in. Furlong back to get it, wraps it around the boards. Woodworth there. Woodworth back to the line. Kyle Hopkins with the shot, save made. And hanging on for a face-off. 10 or 11 seconds left to go in the penalty. Here with 3:31 gone in the first period. Brandon to take the draw against Casey. Brandon wins it to Lamborn. Lamborn can't get his shot through the bodies. Now Brandon finds that he can't get his shot through as Furlong blocks, and then his clearing attempt ends up hitting the linesman. Puck dumped in, goes off the glove of Cooper Fleming. Now there's a shot that goes wide. We are back to 5-on-5. Furlong off the wall to the line, kept in by Kyle Hopkins. Now Furlong behind the net, up for Shortall. Furlong gets it back again, dumps it in right to Kyle Hopkins. He'll play it off the wall and down the ice. Madigan will get to it. Stops to try and get away from Brannon. Now plays it off the wall. It takes a weird bounce off a stanchion, and then Madigan sends it the rest of the way down the ice. That will be an icing. 4:27 gone now in the first period. Still no score between the Gulls and the Lumberjacks. Semifinal number 1. The other semifinal will feature Excel Physio and the Cougars coming up at 7:30. Puck comes to the front of the net, and covering up and hanging on for a face-off again is Cooper Fleming. Face-off will be to his left. Played down into the corner. To the line, Hopkins, his shot ends up hitting his teammate Woodworth. And coming out with it is McDonald. Back to get it there is Talbot. Now it gets to the line and out. Puck played with a high stick, so we'll get a stoppage. Exactly 5 minutes gone here in period number 3. Don't forget, you can join the conversation about this game by heading over to Twitter and sending us a tweet to @PetterPC_sports. And there's Furlong with a big hit on Rayfuse, just as Rayfuse played the puck down the ice. Now Graves will pick up and bring it back up the other way, dumps it in off the end boards, hits the side of the net. Now Hopkins wraps it around. Back to the line, Furlong. Furlong trying to cut towards the midder, takes a couple of bumps, first from Hopkins, then from Zwicker, and then Hopkins plays it down the ice. Icing waved off, and all the way back to get it there was Guthrow. Ahead for Carruthers. Carruthers with the shot, save made, and Hawko will cover up and hang on for a face-off. 9:15 gone here in the, or 9:15 left to go here rather, in the first period. Face off to the left of Joe Hawko. Puck comes all the way around to the near side. Flipped way up high in the air. I believe that hit, it did indeed hit the bar that supports the netting around the net, or around the rink. And so the face-off will stay inside the Lumberjack zone. Casey and Woodworth to take the draw. Puck comes back to Fleming. He plays it down to Shortall. Shortall with the shot that goes wide. comes to Pellerine. Sending it down low. Wrapped around the boards. Gets to Huskins, excuse me. He'll get it out and ahead. Intended for Cook, but Fleming breaks that up. To Casey. Casey stops. Tried to play it over to Fleming, but it was broken up by Huskins. And now Madigan working his way ahead. Here comes Madigan trying to go through, but too many white shirts in the way. Now an attempted shot ends up actually hitting a teammate Pellerine. Now it comes back to Carruthers. He fires that one wide. Now Guthrow can't do much with that as Huskins was in the way. Around to the far wall, Furlong. Send it down. Now Carruthers makes some moves, takes a shot, blocker save. Puck batted out of the air, comes to Guthrow, so play can go on. Now deflected by Pellerine over to the corner. He goes after it. Went to play it back to the line, but Lamborn in the way of that. Now hustling in on the forecheck Coleman, but he's taken off the puck. Brennan now able to send it behind the net. Coleman forechecking still, but Furlong with the pass creates some space. Here comes Carruthers. He's got Ledrew with him. Carruthers, couple of moves, takes a shot. Hawko with the glove save. Puck comes to the near far wall. Rayfuse gets it ahead. And now it's played the rest of the way down the ice by Brennan. Into the corner, Gavin Reeves. He gets tangled up with Brennan. Puck comes loose. McDonald tries to clear. That doesn't work, and it's picked up by John. Gabriel John takes it behind the net. Ahead for Graves. Graves with the one-touch pass. Right onto the stick of Newcomb. Here comes Newcomb working down the left wing side. Newcomb around Connors, throws it in front. Hawko with a nice save there. Keeping this game at zeros. 6.5 left to go. Fleming with a shot. That gets blocked in front, and Woodworth leads the rush up the other way. But it's turned over at the goal blue line. Picked up there by Madigan. He gets it to Graves, goes to dump it in. Knocked down by Kyle Hopkins. To the line and just out. Fleming plays it back in. Now out Cook, tried to get it up to Rayfuse, but that's broken up, and Graves will come back the other way. Goes to dump it in. That goes off the leg of Hopkins. Back to Madigan inside his own zone. Madigan will back off. Now plays it over to the far side for Jack McPhee. McPhee can't handle, and Marr will send it in deep. Owen Fleming, cousin of goaltender Cooper Fleming, standing right in front of him there for a moment. Now Fleming gets it ahead for Joseph. Joseph has it batted away from him and out to center. Puck comes into the Gull zone. Joseph with it. He'll get it out and ahead for McPhee. McPhee dumps the puck in. Settling it down there was Hawko. Now Carruthers to McPhee. McPhee spins and fires. That goes wide. Joseph gets to it. Now played up the wall from Zwicker to Marr, but Marr can't get to it. Instead, it will be Ryan Hopkins. Here comes Hopkins coming in alone. Takes the shot. Glove save made by Cooper Fleming. And he'll hang on as we're just 2 seconds shy of the 10-minute mark of the first period. Still no goals to speak of, but some pretty good action back and forth here in these opening 10 minutes. Lamborn comes in to take the draw after Brandon was waved out. Casey wins it over to Furlong. Furlong gets the pass ahead to Pellerine. Pellerine, though, unable to get the puck out of the zone. Guthrow has to go back and pick up. Tried to play it up the wall. That was knocked away. Now Furlong gets it to the line, not out, kept in by Connors. Furlong cutting to the middle of the ice. Had a couple of white shirts that he had to beat, but he was able to do so. Now a nifty little back pass for Pellerine. His shot gets saved by Hawko, and it's played back out to center. Guthrow for Furlong. Furlong plays it in, but it's called offside. Pellerine a little bit frustrated with that call as he was trying to get to his stick and ended up hitting the linesman in the process, and that was what ended up causing him to be offside, is trying to get out of the way of the linesman and get towards his stick. Understandable frustration, but by the letter of the law, he was offside. Cook now has the puck knocked away from him. It ends up coming back to Cook, and he'll play it ahead. Gains the red line, dumps it down into the near corner. Getting to it is Huskins. Now he'll play it back to Connors. Connors shot gets through the traffic, loose in front, and a big play there by Madigan to clear that one out of danger. Huge play there by Drew Madigan as that puck was loose in front. Now Graves gets it up to McDonald. Here comes McDonald to the outside against Hopkins. Ryan Hopkins takes him into the boards and comes out with the puck. Ryan Hopkins plays it ahead. Reeves over to the far side. Picked up there by his defense partner, John. Back to Reeves, now out to center, now back into John, and ahead for Carruthers. Leighton Carruthers to the outside left wing, over across. What a pass by Carruthers, and what a finish as the Gulls will get the first goal of the game. 3:07 left in the first period. It is 1-0 for the Gulls. O'Neill with the finish, his second goal, second point of the season, or second goal, second point of the tournament rather. Leighton Carruthers gets his fourth point of the day, including the 3 points he had this morning. And I believe there should also be an assist to, I think it was John who made that initial pass up to Carruthers. It is indeed John who gets the second assist on that one. So again, that was O'Neill from Carruthers and John at 11:53. Meanwhile, we've got an icing against the Lumberjacks, but they're going to talk this over a little bit. And we may see that icing get negated, and we'll get a face-off if so. At the center ice face-off dot over the Weeks Crushers logo of the Maritime Hockey League. Of course, the Weeks Crushers ended up missing out on the playoffs this year. Now here's a chance coming in is Pellerine with the shot. He puts that one just wide. Gulls playing with the lead, something they've been fairly familiar with in this tournament. The only game they didn't win, of course, was that 4-4 tie against the Bombers. They never led in that game. Bombers led 1-0, Gulls tied it up. Bombers led 3-1, Gulls tied it up. Bombers led 4-3, Gulls tied it up. But that single point from that tie was enough to give them first place as they finished with 7 points, 1 point better than the second place Excel Physio. Long lead pass for Woodworth. There's a shot, he scores! What a goal by Luke Woodworth. His fourth goal, 7th point, coming at 12:53, exactly 1 minute after the goal by the Gulls to take the lead. That came at 11:53, this one at 12:53. Luke Woodworth, his fourth goal, 7th point of the tournament, ties up the game. Here comes Madigan. Dumps the puck in deep. Off the glass and out to center. Ryan Hopkins gets his 6th point of the tournament, his 5th assist for that long lead pass, right on target. Out to center, Connors able to push it past one guy. Now Madigan plays it back to Fleming. Up comes Newcomb. He can't get through. Newcomb, one of those all-star forwards we talked about. Now out comes Coleman. He takes a bump. Puck settled down. John gets it ahead there for McDonald. It goes over the head of Kyle Hopkins. And down the length of the ice, icing gets waved off. We're into the final minute of period number 1. At center ice, Jack's able to get the puck in. Back to get it there will be Pellerine. He'll play it around to the near side for Reeves. But Coleman right on top of Reeves right away. Now Woodworth out in front for Cook. Cook, but Fleming able to make the save and hang on. 33.3 seconds left to go. 1-1 your scoreline. Here between the Gulls and the Lumberjacks, semifinal number 1 of the 2019 Nova Scotia Major Bantam Hockey League Provincial Tournament. Woodworth taking the draw there against Newcomb, but Newcomb gets waved out. Coming in to take the draw instead was McDonald. And picking up the puck off of the draw was Carruthers. He got it into the zone, but it was kicked out and then kicked back in again. So with the delayed offside, the Gulls had to back off. Now it's sent back into the zone. Ryan Hopkins around the board, tried to get it up for Huskins, but McDonald gets it over, and what a goal by Newcomb, just off the inside of the post with 9.5 seconds left to go in the period. 14:51 the time of the goal. Gulls take the 2-1 lead. And for Newcomb, his 5th goal, 9th point of the tournament. An assist will go to McDonald, and I believe an assist will go to Carruthers. And that marks the end of the first period. Lumberjacks outshoot the Gulls. It is indeed Newcomb from McDonald and Carruthers. Carruthers now 5 points in 4 periods of hockey. Any scouts watching right now, this kid is the real deal. Kid's not the right word. This young man is the real deal. You are going to see Leighton Carruthers in the queue. You are going to see Leighton Carruthers. If he maintains his focus, maintains this skill level, maintains the physical stature that he is developing, Leighton Carruthers has a very bright future ahead of him in the sport of hockey. Brennan and Casey. Casey wins the draw against Madigan. Up to Shortall. Now the puck comes to Pellerine. Pellerine trying to get it in. He can't, but Madigan does. In behind the net, Kyle Hopkins. Assessing options, gets it ahead to Lambourne. Played out to center, but dumped right back in again by Shortall. Backing up with it there is Kyle Hopkins. He gets it ahead. Now Fleming at center ice. Back to Carruthers. Back to Pellerine, excuse me. Into the near corner, out in front. Pellerine couldn't quite find it as it was there in the low slot. Graves now sends it back down for Casey. Casey to the line, Fleming. Fleming with the shot deflected off the post. Casey gets it back again. Great chance for the Gulls, nearly taking a 2-goal lead here early in this second period. 4 players battling for it below the goal line. Referee telling them to get it loose. It does come loose to Pellerine. He takes the shot as he comes out from the corner. Delayed penalty coming up here against the Jacks. Long lead pass finds Newcomb. Coming in with Newcomb is Graves. Newcomb with the shot. It gets deflected up over the glass and out of play. Slashing has been indicated at 1:35, of period number 2. Kyle Hopkins will go off for slashing. And that will mark the first power play of the game for the Gulls. They are 4 for 12. Penalty kill of the Lumberjacks, just 6 of 10 successfully killed so far here in the tournament. Back to get it is for Carruthers. Up ahead, McDonald now. Plays it in, near side corner. Newcomb going in after it, but getting there ahead of him was Haller. Now back to the line, Furlong. To Carruthers, back to Furlong. Another penalty coming up here against the Jacks, and as the puck is touched by the captain Woodworth, the call goes against Ryan Hopkins. So for 1 minute and 20 seconds, the cousins get to hang out together. Kyle and Ryan Hopkins both in the penalty box, and it's a 5-on-3 for 1:20. Ryan gets it for slashing. So this is the first and second power plays of the Gulls now. With the puck there, Madigan across for Pellerine, but the puck was hopping as it was touched by a Lumberjack to disrupt it just enough. Now here's Woodworth. He dumps it in. And when Woodworth touched that puck on the delayed penalty and then put it into the Gulls net, that reached a bit of a reaction from several people who didn't take too kindly to that move by Woodworth. Played back out to center, 28 seconds left in the penalty. Madigan back to get it here. Didn't like the angles, didn't like what he saw, so circled back, now gets it ahead to Casey. Casey brings it in, gives to Madigan. Madigan circles back towards the line, gives to Furlong near side. Down into the corner, Carruthers. Carruthers gives back to Furlong, now back to Carruthers again. To the line, Casey tees it up. Getting in the way of that is Woodworth as the first penalty ends. Up over the glass and out of play. 40 seconds left in the penalty to Ryan Hopkins, as that first penalty literally just expired as the puck ended up in the netting. Played back to the line. Madigan tees it up. Save made by Hocko, but they score! Jack's trying to argue it was a high stick, but they're not going to win that argument. I'll tell you, from this angle, it looked like it was down right around the script of the word Gulls underneath the gull on the logo, which would be well below shoulder height. And so a power play goal at 3:42. I'm just describing what I saw. To me, it looked like it was right at chest level, not shoulder level. And so that will be a good goal, and it will stand. Puck comes ahead to McDonald as we await the announcement of that power play goal. I believe it was McDonald who batted that. Actually, it was Newcomb who got it. Newcomb from Madigan is the goal. So for Newcomb, his 6th goal, 10th point of the tournament. Madigan gets his 2nd assist, and it's now 3-1. 10.5 minutes left to go here in period number 2. Trying to keep the puck in was Guthrow. Couldn't quite do so. Furlong sends it back in. Still the delayed offside against the Gulls. Now the puck comes out anyway. McDonald to Shortall. Shortall with the shot. The puck hops over. What rough luck for Joe Hawko. He made the save, but in doing so, the puck flipped up over him, rolled down his back, and into the net. That goal coming at 4:46. It's now 4-1. And for Shortall, that's his first goal and first point of this tournament. Shortall gets the goal, making it 4-1. We've played just about 5 minutes of period number 2 here in this first semifinal. McDonald gets another assist. That's his 9th point of this tournament. 9:37 left to go. O'Neill plays it ahead and out to center. Ryan Hopkins flips it back in, but bringing it right back out again is O'Neill. He'll dump it in, comes all the way around the boards to the near side. Now Cook will take it back up the other way. Here comes Cook. Goes to bring it in, but it ends up offside. 9:17 left in this second period. 4-1 the scoreline in favor of the Gulls over the South Shore Lumberjacks. Connor sends it in. Back to get it there is Fleming. Owen Fleming ends up falling as he goes to get to the puck. That allows for the Lumberjacks to get a chance. Cook can't get a shot through. Plays it back to the line. Connors. It takes a bounce. Puck bouncing around. They score! Huskins, I believe, will get credit for this goal coming at 6:02. The puck was bouncing around. I believe Huskins was the last one to play it. If so, it is his 2nd goal and 2nd point of the tournament. Kiefer Huskins with the goal. It's now 4-2. Just under 9 minutes left to go here in period 2. As we get confirmation, it was Huskins' goal. Cook gets his 6th point with the assist. Here's Newcomb coming in, and he was being hassled by Connors as he came in. Now we're going to get a penalty against Guthrow. They're going to call it kneeing at 6:28. Guthrow takes the kneeing penalty. And the second power play of the game for the South Shore Lumberjacks. 18th time in this tournament that the Gulls have been shorthanded. The highest total of any team in this tournament to this point. They were the most penalized team through the round robin. And those numbers, with 2 penalties here in this game so far, growing slightly, but only slightly. Kyle Hopkins with the shot after the setup from Ryan. That one steered aside. Now Ryan has it again. Into the slot, Zwicker with a shot that goes wide off the end boards to John. Coleman gets on it, Zwicker in there as well. Now Coleman plays it over to Woodworth. Woodworth, near side Hopkins, he scores! Ryan Hopkins, the power play goal, and it's 4-3. 7:11, the time of the goal. Ryan Hopkins, his second goal, 7th point of the tournament. There will be an assist to Woodworth, certainly. And I believe that may end up being the only assist, as Hopkins played it to Woodworth, who played it back to him. Now Pellerine plays it back to Owen Fleming. Bouncing puck, Brennan gets it into the zone. Coleman trying to get after it. Actually, there may be an assist to Zwicker as well. It is an assist to Zwicker as well. So Zwicker gets his second point of the tournament. 7:05 left to go here in period number 2. Pellerine with the shot, but it goes way up over the glass, over the netting, over the bar that holds up the netting, over the jerseys that are hanging up on the wall, over the Raptors, over pretty much everything here. And the face-off comes outside. 7:01 or 6:59 left here in period number 2. 1-goal game now. 4-3 between the Gulls and the Lumberjacks here. Gulls with the lead. Looking for a berth in the provincial championship game tomorrow. Graves at center ice. He'll dump it in. Comes out of the corner to the area behind the net. Connors fans on his attempt to play that puck out. Now it comes to Cook. Bouncing puck settled by Woodworth. He chips it ahead. Newcomb. There's a chance for Huskins. It gets blocked. And Furlong trying to settle things down here. Just over 6 left to go. Puck dumped in near side corner off to McDonald. McDonald in behind the net. Tried to play it over, but it's intercepted by Ryan Hopkins. Hopkins gets around the check of Reeves takes the shot. Save made by Cooper Fleming, and he'll hang on for a face-off. 5:47 left to go in period 2. We need to once again thank all of our sponsors so much for their support throughout this tournament. Anchor Toyota, Bike Monkey, Blue Wave Energy, Ultramar, Cabot Shipping, Kaylee Honda, Citadel Coin, Combex, just to name a few. So many sponsors without whose support we wouldn't have been able to get this tournament put together. Here's John. He plays it over to the far side. Up the wall. Now it comes back to Carruthers. Carruthers trying to work his way around, takes a shot, save made, and Hawko covers up and hangs on for a face-off. Grant Thornton, another one of those sponsors who deserves recognition, along with Hockey Nova Scotia, Inglis Jewelers, Pioneer Coal, McGilvery Fuels, the Nova Scotia Major Bantam League, the Nova Scotia Major Midget League, as well as Pictou County Pizza. Madigan from the point, shot, save, rebound, cleared away by Zwicker. Now trying to get it out there was McDermott, and it's dumped back in. Connors out to center. Now back to Fleming. Madigan played it ahead. Now Carruthers with it from Ledrew. Through the area at the top of the crease. Ledrew gets the puck. And went to play it to Fleming, but missed him, and it comes all the way out to Madigan. Madigan in past Zwicker. Madigan bumped by Connors. Puck loose at the side of the net, wrapped around, held in by Furlong. Furlong pushes forward. Furlong. While away from the puck, we had a Gull player knock down a Lumberjack player And it's going to be a cross-checking call. Looks like it's Shorthall who's going to go off at 15:43. So the third power play of the game for the South Shore Lumberjacks. They are 1 for 2 with the man advantage so far in this game. Kyle Hopkins to Ryan, he scores, and we're all tied up at 4. Just 11 seconds of power play time required. Ryan Hopkins from his cousin, Kyle. His second goal of the game, third goal of the tournament, and 8th point on the power play. Cousin Kyle gets assist number 2 on his tournament, and we're tied up at 4. What a perfect pass right into the wheelhouse of Ryan Hopkins from Kyle Hopkins. Here's Huskins with it now as we're all tied up again. But they come in just a bit offside. 3:49 left here in period 2. Woodworth taking the draw against Newcomb. Newcomb won it back. Furlong trying to get some space, but he turns it over to Huskins. Referee a little quick with the whistle there as the glove save was made by Cooper Fleming, but he didn't actually maintain control of the puck. They also give an assist to Woodworth on that one. So Woodworth gets his 9th point of the tournament with the assist on that one. Now Huskins gets it out to center. It goes over Furlong. He has to hustle back to try and get to it, but Woodworth now. Woodworth with the shot, kicked away there by Fleming. In behind the net. Long send down the ice by Furlong. Right on to Joe Hocko though, so obviously not an icing. 3 minutes left here in the second period. Brannon sends it into the goal zone. Reeves there. Reeves looking around now. Doesn't like what he sees on his side of the ice, so plays it over to Madigan. Madigan, though, gets stripped by Connors. Connors plays it out in front. Tanner got knocked down. Now the puck goes in behind the net. Comes to the near side. O'Neill gets it ahead for Joseph. Joseph has McPhee with him. Joseph with the shot. That goes wide. Comes all the way around off the end boards to O'Neill. Near side. Now it plays up to Fleming. Fleming tees it up. That gets blocked though. It hits McPhee and Kyle Hopkins. Down into the corner. McPhee going after it against Connors. Picking up is Joseph towards the front of the net, and Hocko covers up and hangs on for a face-off. And we'll thank a few more of our sponsors, including Proudfoot Home Hardware, Sacco Automotive, Sam's Pizza, TD Waterhouse, Warewell, of course, the title sponsor of the host team, the Bombers, TRA, Sobeys, Tim Hortons. Under 2 minutes left in the second period. Ryan Hopkins behind his own net, now comes to the near side. Tried to play it ahead, but it was knocked down by Carruthers. Now to the line, Madigan. Can't hold it in. Has to back up, then dumps it back in. And while the Gulls touch up, that gives Talbot a little time to set himself up, but he misses his target with that pass, and it goes down the rest of the ice. And the final 3 sponsors to thank: Barb's Diner in Westville, Swiss Chalet, and Geno's Bakery. The scheduled start time for our second semifinal is 7:30. Not sure if they're going to hold to that time if we end more quickly here. Puck sent in. We'll have to wait and see on that. It'll depend on if the teams are ready to play. We'll probably get going early, get home and get to bed early. Sent down the length of the ice. Back to get it Furlong. 1 minute left to go here in period 2. Tie hockey game right now. Puck batted at the blue line. Lamborn trying to settle it down for himself. Can't do so. Now it's going to roll down, and we're going to get a penalty. It's going to be Guthrow for interference at 14. $17. And so a fourth power play for South Shore. They are 2 for 3 so far in this game. The Gulls penalty kill had killed off 14 of 16 prior to this game. They've now killed off 15 of 19. And their percentage reduces significantly. That one goes up onto the top of the net and rolls past as Guthrow is serving his interference penalty. Here's Woodworth. Has it knocked off his stick, gets it right back again. 14 seconds left in the period. Penalty will carry over to the third if they don't score. Hopkins, Ryan that is. Over to Kyle. Not into his wheelhouse, so no one-timer. Down to Woodworth. He takes the shot. That goes wide, and that will do it for period number 2. Shots in the second period by the Lumberjacks. 11. Two-period total of 23. By the Gulls, 8. Two-period total of 17. We've had 8 goals so far in this one. Not sure what that was about. 8 goals so far in this one. And we've still got 20 minutes left. Don't forget you can join the conversation on this game. Send me a tweet at PetterPC_sports. We'll take a break, come back, get you ready for the third in just a little bit. It's semifinal number 1, 4-4 between the Gulls and the Lumberjacks. You are watching Nova Scotia Major Bantam Hockey League Provincial Tournament action here on 360 Live. Welcome back as we get ready for the start of the third period between the Gulls and the Lumberjacks, tied at 4 here in this first semifinal of the Nova Scotia Major Bantam Hockey League Provincial Tournament. Thank you so much for joining us here on 360 Live. And to everybody who's expressed concern about my health, don't worry, I am getting through. It has certainly been an adventure this weekend. I do appreciate all the kind messages and kind words that have been shared with those of you who've been watching from far and wide here on 360 Live. We really do appreciate having everyone along for the ride. It's been our pleasure here at 360 Live to be bringing you these games, and it's been incredible hockey that we've had here all event long. We've still got one more period left in this one, then one more game today, 2 more games tomorrow, and whoever ends up winning this tournament will have earned it. No question about that, as they will have had to play 6 games over 4 days, and it will be an accomplishment to be able to say you are the 2019 Nova Scotia Major Bantam Hockey League Provincial Champions. And if it's any team other than the Gulls, you'll also be able to say, and we're going to Atlantics. The only reason that doesn't apply to the Gulls is because they already get to say that. They are hosting the Atlantics. But they would certainly love to be able to say, and we came into Atlantics through the front door. That's what their objective is with this game here this afternoon, and one more left to go tomorrow. The Lumberjacks would love to be able to take advantage of this 1:17 that they have left of power play time to start this third period. As the booming thunder that indicates the start of the third period rolls through the Pictou County Wellness Center, Newcomb and Brennan get ready to take the draw. The puck is dropped, the period is underway, and Newcomb on the penalty kill gets the puck 200 feet from his net by dumping it down right onto Joe Hawko. Ryan Hopkins plays it over for Cook. Cook takes a hit from Madigan. McDonald tries to clear, but it's right into Woodworth. He gets it to Huskins, and Huskins' shot gets deflected up over the glass and out of play, so the faceoff will stay inside the zone. 26 seconds gone here in the penalty. Or 26 seconds gone here in the period. 51 seconds left to go in the penalty, as someone's got a door open off to the side there, and it's shining a bright beam of light right onto the face-off circle. Whoever's holding that door open really ought to close it, as it can be a bit of a distraction there for the players as they end up going through that. Here comes Hopkins down into the zone. Played back to his cousin Kyle, now back to Ryan again. Ryan to Kyle, right in the wheelhouse for the one-timer, but Joseph with the block. Now Kyle to Woodworth. Woodworth with a shot that goes off the outside of the post. Woodworth gets it back again, 10 seconds left in the man advantage. Over to Coleman, his shot goes just wide. Now they score! Off the end boards, it comes to Ryan Hopkins. He gets the hat trick. They're 3 for 4 on the power play, and the Lumberjacks have the lead. 1:12 into period number 3. The Lumberjacks lead this game for the first time. Ryan Hopkins with his 3rd goal of the game, his 4th goal of the tournament, his 2nd power play goal of the game, and his 9th point. Cousin Kyle should get one assist, certainly an assist to Woodworth as well for that initial, or actually no, the first assist should go to Kiefer Huskins for the shot from the slot that went up into that went wide and off the end boards. Here's Newcomb with it now. It was Coleman actually who took that other shot, so Woodworth and Coleman get the assist there. For Woodworth, that puts him on 10 points here in this tournament. Zwicker gets tripped up a little bit by Pellerine. Furlong coming up the other way as the Gulls have to play from behind. There's a shot, and that Hawko gets just enough of. Puck sent down. Furlong able to get onto the bench just in time as Fleming touched it. Now here comes Connors. Connors with the shot. That goes just wide. Marr trying to get it away from Madigan. He won't be able to. Madigan gets it to Joseph coming down the left wing. Joseph loses it just inside the line. Now Madigan gets it back. Madigan takes it behind the net, out in front. Puck bouncing around and cleared away by Connors, and then the net gets knocked off its mooring, and Joe Hawko trying to shake out some cobwebs as he may have hit the back of his head on the net on his way down. .248 gone here in period number 3. And I believe, I'd have to double check the numbers, but I believe this is the first time since that opening game against the Bombers that the Gulls have trailed in a game. Next stoppage in play, I'll take a closer look at that and let you know for sure. Meanwhile, there's the puck coming back to the line. Shot taken there by Talbot, steered aside by Fleming. Comes out to center. Talbot will send it back in again. Now back out. Now back in. As the game of ping pong at the blue line. Now Casey takes it below the goal line, plays it ahead. Out with the pass to Pellerine. To the Lumberjack blue line. Now we'll play ping pong over there for a little while, shall we? Here with it now is Reeves. He gets it ahead as far as Talbot. He'll go across to Kyle Hopkins. Kyle looking, flipping it high in the air. Comes down right to Reeves. Pass intercepted by Coleman. His shot goes off the crossbar and up over the glass and out of play. They never trailed in the game against the Storm, obviously, as they won that one 4-0. They never trailed in the game against the Rangers, and they never trailed in their game earlier today against the John Old Jim Cougars. So it is indeed the first time since the opening game of this tournament where they were trailing a few times to the Bombers that the Gulls are behind in a game. Carruthers able to get it through. They score! Pass from Carruthers gets through to McDonald, and it's 5-5 with 4:19 gone here in period 3. Of course, I had to go and mention that it was the first time they were trailing, so they knew they had to do something about it. And I believe for Cale McDonald, that will be his 4th goal and 10th point, tying Jacob Newcomb with 10 points, tying Luke Woodworth of the Lumberjacks with 10 points. Luke Woodworth trying to argue that this goal should be waved off. Now the Lumberjack coaching staff getting an explanation as the referee comes over to talk to Sean Woodworth. Sean Woodworth, the head coach, pleading his case. Carruthers gets the only assist on that one, and for Carruthers, all he's done is have 6 points today in 2 games. He's played 2 games in this tournament, and he's got 6 points already. Only 4 points off the tournament lead for guys who've been playing since Thursday. Casey tried to dump it in short side. That doesn't quite work. And now out comes Huskins. He'll send it down into the goal zone, wrapped around to the far corner for Madigan. 15 minutes left in what is now a tie hockey game. Casey goes to drop it off. Nearly misplayed it. Zwicker able to get his stick onto it. Now Zwicker behind the net waiting for help to come in. Tried to play it out front for Marr, but Marr went right when he thought he was going left. Deflection goes wide. Now Marr over in the far corner. Marr takes a bump, gets rubbed off the puck. 4 players battling down there. Now it's going to come loose to Pellerine. He gets it ahead to Joseph. Joseph gains the red, dumps it in, comes off the end boards, right to Ryan Hopkins. Hopkins can't get around Carruthers. Carruthers over. There's McDonald. What a save by Hawko! Then the centering pass broken up as Marr able to help get it out. Marr and Rayfuse together get it down into the goal zone. 14 minutes left in a tie game. Lamborn sends it back deep into the goal zone. Furlong back to get it. Plays it around to McDonald. Ahead for Newcomb. Newcomb trying to work to the outside right wing. Now cuts back to the middle. Takes a shot. That doesn't miss by much. Furlong at the point. His shot gets blocked. Comes right to McDonald. His shot goes just wide. Now down into the corner. Connors rings it around the boards. Guthrow goes to send it back in deep, and Lamborn will send it out. Not hard enough for an icing, but hard enough for the Lumberjacks to make some changes. Up to Casey now. Here comes Casey into the zone. Casey cutting in. Save made. Puck loose, trying to find it. Woodworth finally does, and he gets it ahead to Cook. Cook will dump it in right on to Fleming, and Cooper Fleming not taking any chances. Hangs on. 13:07 left to go here in the third period. And it's at this time that we flip our tournament rule book over to a different page because we may need to be referring to it here. Off the end boards, Hopkins. In behind the net now, Madigan. Madigan takes it out. Long lead pass, doesn't connect with Pellerine. That's an icing. 12:48 left to go. Here we go. If the semifinal or championship game is tied at the end of regulation, teams shall have a 3-minute rest without leaving the ice, not change ends, and commence 15-minute stop clock sudden victory periods. At the end of the first overtime period and every 2 subsequent periods, the ice shall be resurfaced. But the Lumberjacks score while I'm reading the rules, and they take the lead back again at 6-5. Huskins will get the goal. His second goal of this game. His third goal of this tournament and third point. And the 11th goal of this game, tying it for most goals in a game at this tournament with the game between the Gulls and John O'L Jim earlier today. And that one's held on to by Hawko. We still have 12:35 left in regulation. Plenty more opportunity for more action here. $7:25 gone in the period. Here comes the face-off. Coleman wins it over to Kyle Hopkins. Woodworth gets the only assist on that one. Woodworth now takes over sole possession of the lead for points in this tournament with 11. Guthrow plays it ahead, but that goes right to Coleman. His shot steered aside there by Cooper Fleming. Now rung around the boards, past Connors and down the ice. Out of the net to play it is Hocko. He sets it up for Kyle Hopkins. Off the glass, out to center. Madigan gets it. And then Huskins ends up hitting it, going across the line, and then the puck comes across and hits him, which by definition is an offside, but certainly not an offside where there was any sort of conscious thought about it. Madigan gains the red line, dumps it in. Hocko gloves it down, then leaves it for Talbot. Talbot up for Huskins. Huskins can't get it past Pellerine. Pellerine goes far side to Madigan. Madigan takes a shot. That goes off a stick way up into the netting here above the Pictou County Wellness Center. 11:29 left to go. So again, if we have to go to that O word, there will be a quick 3-minute break. The teams won't change ends. We'll play a 15-minute period. If we're still tied, we get a flood, another 15-minute period where they change ends, and it goes to 4-on-4. If we're tied after a 4-on-4 period, then it goes to 3-on-3 until the game ends, and we keep playing 15-minute periods until the game ends with floods after every 2. But we're 11 minutes away from that still, and the game is not tied right now, but it certainly could be again. Rayfuse down below the goal line, gets rubbed into the boards there. Now the puck comes out in front, but it rolls all the way through and onto the stick of McPhee. McPhee dumps it down into the Lumberjack zone, played back up the wall to Marr. Marr chips it out. Now Guthrow turning it back up the other way. Here comes Guthrow. Puts it right on. Hocko steers that to Talbot. Talbot trying to get the puck out. Still with it. Now he does bring it out, but gets stripped of it by Carruthers. Here comes Carruthers. Carruthers, what a move by Carruthers! And then a huge save by Hocko. Puck comes to the line. Guthrow sends it into the far corner. What a move by Leighton Carruthers. But Hocko stayed with him and made the shoulder save. Puck sent all the way down the boards and down the ice for an icing. 10:03 left to go here in the third period. Lumberjacks with the 1-goal lead. They trailed 1-0. They trailed 2-0. Made it 2-1, made it 2-2. They trailed 1-0, tied at 1-1, trailed 2-1, trailed 3-1, trailed 4-1. Came back to tie, took a 5-4 lead. Gulls came back to tie and took a 6-5 lead. Here comes Carruthers. Madigan plays it across to the far side. Brought in. Carruthers can't corral that pass. Now goes and chases the puck down, plays it over to the far side. Furlong around the boards all the way to Carruthers. Carruthers trying to get around Connors. Battle along the near side wall. Now it's flipped out by Connors. Down the ice, but it's go right on to Fleming, so that would negate any icing. And the Gulls send it right back up again. Cook gets it out, played back in, delayed offside. McDonald wasn't aware, so when he went to play the puck, the whistle blows. 8:57 left to go in the third period. Those numbers not low enough yet to say that the clock is a factor, but it is certainly becoming something that will need to be paid attention to in short order. Here comes Woodworth. Gets a move to get around Pellerine. Here comes Woodworth, still with it. Dumps it in off the end boards. Gets upended by Madigan. And now Owen Fleming ahead for Pellerine. Pellerine plays it off the end boards, goes chasing after it, gets it back to Casey. Casey takes it all the way to the blue line. Brings it back down. Shot gets blocked and sent the length of the ice there by Huskins, and that will be an icing. 8:18 left to go. Lumberjacks out shooting the Gulls right now, 30-26. Gulls out shooting the Lumberjacks in this period, 9-7. But the score right now does favor the Lumberjacks, 6-5. Furlong out from behind his net. What a burst of speed by Furlong. Look at Furlong go, still with the puck. Furlong with the shot, that's blocked by Connors into the corner. Furlong gets it back again. Now to Newcomb. Newcomb takes it back to the line, skates it along the line, gets it over to Furlong again. He scores! Jake Furlong, his second goal, 4th point of the tournament. We're all tied up at 6 with 7:45 left to go. And this now is the highest scoring game of this tournament. Seven minutes and 45 seconds of hockey will determine who goes on to the provincial championship game tomorrow afternoon. Ryan Hopkins with the puck. Gains the red, goes to dump it in, it goes off of a stick. Newcomb and Guthrow with the assist, so Newcomb now back into a tie for the lead in the points on the tournament with 11. Huskins to Cook. Cook trying to get through Madigan, and that will be a hooking call against Madigan. With 7 minutes left in the third period, the Jacks power play, which is 3 for 4 in this game, gets to go to work one more time. Hooking the call on Madigan. South Shore power play number 5. They are 3 for 4. To say that this might be the most important special team situation for the Gulls this year and for the Lumberjacks may not be overstating it. Woodworth in the corner. Out front for Coleman. There's a shot. Blocked by Guthrow. Great block. Now Coleman again. That one gets through. Save made. Guthrow tried to lay out to block it, but it got past him. Didn't matter. Save was made by Cooper Fleming. Out to center ice. Carruthers. That would be an offside if he touched it. And so wisely let it go. Now here's Kyle Hopkins. Shot. Rebound comes to Carruthers. He can't clear as it's knocked down by Woodworth. 1:18 left in the penalty. Woodworth. Shot. Save. Rebound comes to Coleman. He can't get a shot away. And it's sent down the length of the ice. 1:08 left in the penalty. 6:08 left in the period. An exact 5-minute differential between the penalty and the period. Woodworth takes the pass. Brings it in across the blue line. Woodworth plays it over. One-time shot. Looking for a deflection was Brennan. He got a deflection, but staying on it was Fleming. Sent down the ice again. 43 seconds left in the period, in the penalty. Woodworth. Kyle. Back to Woodworth. Woodworth. Across the line. Takes the shot just over the crossbar off the end boards. Huskins to it. He's got a guy all over him. That is Newcomb. Huskins goes to play it back to Kyle Hopkins. And Hopkins can't hold the line. Here's Connors. 15 seconds left in the man advantage. Connors brings it up. Gives to Huskins. Huskins takes the shot. It goes off of Guthrow. Guthrow is hurt, but he stays out. There's a shot from Kyle Hopkins. That gets blocked. Pellerine wraps it around the boards. The penalty has just expired. Guthrow able to get to the bench after a shift where he blocked 3 shots on that penalty kill. That is huge. Incredible contribution by Chase Guthrow here in this game. Huskins down below the goal line, throws it through the crease, but it goes all the way through and is picked up by Carruthers. 4.5 to go in the third, tie hockey game. Here's a chance for Newcomb and a big save made by Hocko. Now a centering pass broken up by Zwicker. Puck picked up again by Carruthers. Zwicker clears that as far as the line. Furlong sends it down. Now back to the line again, Madigan. He tees it up, that goes wide. Off the inboards, Newcomb plays it towards the front. Spinning and firing is McDonald, and that goes up over the glass and out of play. 4:09 left to go here in the third period. Six the scoreline. Winner plays for gold tomorrow. Loser plays for bronze tomorrow. You hate to refer to either of these teams as losers in this game, though. This has been absolutely phenomenal. Picked up there by Casey. He gets it to Joseph. In across the blue line. Kyle Hopkins wraps it around the boards. Talbot nearly misplays it, but gets it enough. Now back to the line. Madigan, he tees it up. Save made by Hocko. They score! Hocko made the initial save, could not get on the rebound. And it's 7-6 Gulls with 3:40 left to go. Sometimes there are just no words. I believe it is Roman Joseph who gets the goal. If so, his first point of the tournament. It could not come at a bigger time. Just heard a comment from one of the Gull parents down sitting in front of us. I think I'm having a stroke. You know what? I feel for you, because I think I am too. Here's Carruthers with a shot and a big save by Hocko. And he hangs on for a face-off. 3:28 left to go. Oh. There are no words. Newcomb will get waved out of the face-off circle. Carruthers comes in to take the draw instead. Puck played back to Furlong. As we get confirmation, it was Joseph's goal. McIntyre with the assist. No, there is no McIntyre. McPhee the assist, excuse me. And for me, that McPhee, that's his first point in this tournament. 3 minutes left to go. 7-6 lead for the Gulls. Do the Lumberjacks have one more in them? That pass just beyond Zwicker. Madigan sends it back in deep. Behind the net, it comes actually all the way through to Joseph, and he'll just try and kill some time in behind the Lumberjack net. Trying to work it loose are the Jacks. It does come loose with Ryan Hopkins. Tried to get it ahead for Zwicker. It went off of Pellerine. Zwicker circles back, gets it back to Talbot. Now to Hopkins. Ryan Hopkins gains the red line, dumps it in. Back to get it Madigan. 2:18 left to go. Gulls up 7-6. Out to center. Hopkins backing up with it. Ahead for Woodworth. Woodworth drops it for Huskins. He gets tied up and the puck is played out. Newcomb trying to get by Connors, not able to do so, but he gets the puck and sends it back down low. Under 2 left. Battling for the puck, Zwicker comes out with it. That's Kyle Hopkins. He sends it down in the goal zone. Picking up there is Furlong. Furlong off the wall out to centers, and it gets out to Carruthers. Carruthers, though, has it roll away from him down into the corner. Takes a bump from Connors. Tries to get it out in front. Tries the sharp angle shot. And Hocko makes the save and hangs on. 1 1:29 left to go in period 3. 7-6 Gulls. Timeout taken by the Lumberjacks. And I'm not going to try and talk through this timeout. I'm going to keep my mouth shut. Let's reset things. Hopkins, Huskins, Cook, and Woodworth. With Hawko still in the net because it's a defensive zone faceoff. Against Carruthers, McDonald, Newcomb, Furlong, and Madigan. 1:29 on the clock. Lumberjacks trail by a goal. They get possession. Out to center. Woodworth dumps it in. Hawko's on his way to the bench. Huskins gets to it. Coming out for the extra attacker was Coleman. They were a little slow getting him onto the bench, couldn't get the door open. But now here comes Newcomb. Newcomb gets around Kyle Hopkins, takes the shot, blocked by Ryan Hopkins. Still a chance. Here comes Woodworth. 1 minute left to go. Puck at center ice. Furlong looking for the long shot, blocked by Kyle Hopkins. Now Kyle tries to get it past Newcomb, he can't. Kyle hustling back, they score! And the Gulls will play for the championship tomorrow. Leighton Carruthers with the empty net goal at 19:08 of the third period. And the Gulls will play for the championship tomorrow, which means whoever wins the next semifinal a little less than an hour from now will also be going to St. Margaret's Bay in early April. Puck dumped down the ice. 40 seconds left to go. Set up there, Marr gets a bump. Now to Zwicker. Played ahead. Down into the goal zone, 25 seconds left. They get the extra attacker out there again. Why not? Why not take your shot at it? Back to the line. Hopkins, his shot ends up hitting Pellerine. It might have caught him in the head, and Pellerine, if so, he looks a little bit woozy. Laying himself out to protect that lead was Camden Pellerine with the block. And now we'll get another timeout. Although I'm not sure, with 7.3 seconds left in a 2-goal margin, I'm not sure there's anything that can now change the outcome of this game. For the Lumberjacks, you can't help but feel for them. They put everything on the line here in this one. 7.3 seconds on the clock. Is there the miracle of miracles? It would be phenomenally unbelievable if they get it, but they won't. Hopkins with one last shot. It goes wide. And the Gulls will play for the title tomorrow. Lumberjacks have to settle to playing for bronze tomorrow morning. We throw around phrases like, that was a great game, or entertaining hockey. There isn't a phrase that we can throw around to describe the excitement level of this rink, to describe the entertainment level of this game. Spectacular might get close. Incredible gets close. For the Lumberjacks, a valiant effort, and they will play for bronze. For the Gulls, an incredible, superb performance, and they will play for gold. Players of the game, Leighton Carruthers has to be looked at for the Gulls. Ryan Hopkins has to be looked at for the Lumberjacks. Guthrow, with the block shots that he had, has to be looked at. Incredibly tough to decide on players of the game for this one. What an incredible game by both of these teams. Ryan Hopkins indeed is the player of the game. He had a hat trick. He did everything he could do and then some to keep his team in this one. Newcomb gets player of the game. Yeah, you could talk Newcomb, you could talk McDonald, you could talk, of course, about Carruthers. I like to give a bit of credit as well to Guthrow for some of the incredible block shots that he had. But the sportsmanship and the respect between these two teams, so incredibly evident. Some well-deserved sleep tonight for both of these teams until the Jacks play tomorrow at 10. The Gulls play tomorrow at 1. The final score once again, the Gulls beat the Lumberjacks 8-6. On behalf of my incredible cameraman and technical guru, Neil, this is Michael Petter, saying may your skates always be sharp, may your shots always hit the top shelf. Don't forget, we got one more semifinal left tonight, about 45 minutes from now. Cougars versus Excel Physio. Until then, may your skates always be sharp, may your shots always hit the top shelf. Thanks for watching. We'll be back with you in just a little bit.